Hello everyone, I'm Rimina, and with me here is reality404, and we are talking about Demoscene Ethics project, which is about spreading empathy and understanding to everyone. So, how are you, Reality?
I'm okay, I think.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm a bit nervous about this presentation because this is kind of unfamiliar situation of presenting from home and recording and not having audience here and interaction, which I kind of like when I present to have some interaction with people. So let's see how this goes. And
yeah, it's. I feel like this is more scary in a way than when you're actually presenting.
So, what is this about? It's about spreading understanding and empathy towards the experiences of minorities, so that we can have the scene that is welcoming to all and also diverse. And, this is kind of a topic that is not easy to discuss about, because it's kind of emotional. It tends to sometimes even divide people, and that's kind of sad. And so this is not an easy talk for us.
No. Why? The Demoscene is like a family that we love dearly and care about. However, the Demoscene doesn't exist in a void. It exists inside society, and society has its problems.
Yeah. We have these structural problems like sexism, misogyny, racism, homophobia, transphobia, ableism, and so on, and so on, and so on. And even though we as a community are not society, per se, we're still, this community is built on top of this society. And these problems of society reflects to the scene too. And when you think about it, let's have this kind of metaphor. If you build a building and you build the base on rotten wood, the building is rotten, even though the building itself would be kind of good, sturdy, and fancy. If the base is rotten, also the building is. And that's what this is about. And what we would like to do with this ethics initiative is to raise awareness and discussion about the structural problems of society in the Demoscene context. And as an example, I can at least speak for myself that it's kind of a different experience to be in the scene as a female presenting than a male presenting person. And it's not just like being in the scene is different, it's being in the world is different. And it's not because Demoscene is somehow bad or unaccepting. It's just that these structural problems is affecting the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for an example, I have got a lot of this doubts that can I even code if I'm a female presenting, and why I'm a part of Demoscene? What am I doing here? It's like make me feel that I'm in the wrong place. I'm some kind of a.
Yeah, it's just frustrating when people feel that way, and why I wanted to be a part of this, because I found the Demoscene when I joined to be quite welcoming, but I've had a few general remarks against the way I present, because I dress the way I want, and like in society, I expect society to react the way society does, and that does spiral into the demo scene occasionally. But for the most part, the demo scene I find is accepting. And when I hear someone like a friend, it's upsetting, and I really hope that this project can help the scene not fall into the traps of society.
Yes, it's really hard to kind of fix the society as a whole, because it's kind of, let's smash patriarchy. Yeah, but what we can concretely do is to change our own community to be more empathetic and aware of these things. And that's what we want to do with this project. We want to have this part here to tell that part that we had there was more about this initiative as a whole. But why are we personally interested in this project? And why are we personally involved in this? So, any thoughts on that?
Well, I love the demo scene, and I get upset or find it sad when people have, like you said earlier, your experiences. And I want everyone to be welcome. I feel like Demoscene is an incredible place, and it's like a family. And I want that. I hope that we can just. I don't know. I just feel like we can't fix society, but we can make the Demoscene what we want, and I feel like.
We should. It's not about like limiting the freedom of speech or anything.
No,
it's
we
just
don't
like raising awareness and empathy towards these issues that people face. And
that's what makes the Demoscene awesome, is it's such a free place, and it should be a free place. But it should also be a kind free place.
For me, Demoscene is also like family, so I can really sign for that. But it wasn't welcoming at first. I came to the Demoscene because some of my friends were Demosceners, the usual story. I've had a lot of issues in the past about being questioned quite a lot about if I really can code because girls don't code. Or if I really, really can be interested in demos because girls don't really do that. Well, they do. I can code and I do demos. So,
your demos are awesome.
And it's like when people ask me why I'm at the party. And when I tell that I'm a coder and I do demos and I like it here and I'm here also seeing my friends, some also feel kind of that they didn't expect that answer. They didn't expect that I'm doing stuff. But also it gets better over time when people start to know you and become your friends and so on. But the road to that is kind of, it's a rocky road. And I'm stubborn. I'm really stubborn. I'm too stubborn for my own good, to be honest. And that's why I stick in the demo scene. But if I wasn't like that, if I was different type of person, I could just, after a few of these things that have happened to me, for example, just say that screw this, I don't need this shit, and just walk away. And I know people who have done that. And that's sad, because they were interested, they were talented, they wanted to be part of this scene. And then we just drove them away.
Yeah, it's I've known a few people like that, and it's a shame that it's happened to you and it happened to other, and that is really part of why I'm here. I want to make sure that never happens to anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone should be welcome into the scene, no matter what they do. It shouldn't matter. The scene is just
Yeah, and even if some of us are like, can build a thick skin and take everything, we shouldn't need to.
No, and not everyone can, and shouldn't need to.
Yeah, and it's exhausting. It takes energy. And it's not only the Demoscene where we have this battle. It's also in our everyday life. And thus it kind of builds up. So you get more frustrated when you have to deal with the same stuff everywhere. It's not unique to Demoscene. So that's why it would be nice that the community that is our family would be free of this shit that we have in the general society. Or at least, yeah. And with this, I'm not I'm not saying Demoscene is bad. Demoscene is actually very good. Because, well, yeah, even though we have these issues, there are still other good sides of it. It's not that we are doing this on purpose. It's not that we are purposely harming people or making them run away. It's not that. And there are also tons of awesome work that has been done to reach out people in different parties, like mentor programs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Scene Lounge and One Scene Compose workshops, beginner competitions, workshops, and so on. And that's awesome, but that's not enough. Even though we are a global community, Demoscene is still different in different places. It reflects the society on that local place. So we need to also address the issues on local level and see what the issues in our local community is, and if those are same in or different in different places.
Yeah, I don't really know, and that's why we're doing this, because we can reach out to people and people can help with their local communities, their demo parties, and make people feel welcome. I think that's the main thing I feel personally is I want people to feel welcome. I don't want people to be pushed away.
Yeah. Me too. And also, this is not only about gender diversity or like sexual orientation things or stuff like that. It's also, this is something that I'm really not entitled to talk about, but about racisms and things like that. And ableism as well. For that, I can tell fun stories because I've recently started using a wheelchair like 3 years ago, and I still go to parties and sometimes there has been issues, for example, that there hasn't been toilet facilities for disabled people in the party place. Okay, for me that's not a big issue. I can go to a normal toilet if there's not huge amount of stairs or if there's at least an elevator. But would a person who actually can't walk or at all or really, really needs those facilities, can those people really attend to these parties? And even if they could come inside the place, would they? Like, yeah, I come here to drink beer with other fellow Demosceners, but for 3 days, but I can't go to toilet for 3 days. That's kind of absurd idea. Like, who would go there?
Yeah, I think it's that's difficult. That's a society as well, because society often the facilities don't exist. Depending on which country and where your party place is.
Yes.
A lot of countries are very lacking, and it's in disabled toilets and other facilities.
Yeah.
But I think if you have a big, that's a very difficult question, because getting a venue for a demo party can be very challenging.
Yes, it can be.
But if you're a big demo party, then you need to, I don't want to use that word, but you need to facilitate, because everyone should be welcome. And if for some reason you can't provide those services, or you should be clear, and you should work with people as well.
And like, it's okay if your facility has tons of stairs and no restroom facilities for disabled people and stuff like that. Yeah, it's okay. But what you could do is to, for example, tell that on the webpage.
Yeah.
That's kind of already like being transparent of like accessibility is also a thing. You don't need to be the most accessible thing, because sometimes, for example, like the venue of Vortex, yeah, it's full of stairs. You can't change the building. Does
it still exist? Sorry, that's slightly off topic.
Yeah, it does exist.
Oh, good. That's like demo. It's a difficult thing. Yeah. As long as you try and you are transparent, I think those are the main points, really.
Yeah. It's not always about succeeding and being the best, but at least trying. Okay, so a few words about empathy. Making mistakes, saying hurtful things, not being transparent on issues, stuff like that. It happens. It's life. And usually you don't mean to hurt anyone. Of course. But it can still be hurtful. And it's okay. But what we do after matters. We need to be empathetic and listen and hear the person and their view about this issue that happened. Apologize sincerely, even though our intention wasn't to hurt. And then try to learn about this. Learn from our mistakes. Then move on and make more mistakes and learn about that. It's not about censoring or like that you can't say this, you can't use these words, or you, I don't know, you need to be on tiptoes everywhere and you can't say anything. It's not about that. You can say whatever you want. Just own it.
Yes,
if the thing you said hurt someone, just apologize and own it. Don't go behind these phrases, it was just a joke. Can't you handle a bit of dark humor or something like that? Don't go behind those phrases, please. Just say that you're sorry and try to learn about that. Because in the end, that's all we can do. Being called out feels always bad. But it shouldn't be the end of the world. And you can react with emotion to a call out, but eventually, please try to address the empathy too. And sort things out. So who is the bunch behind this agenda?
We are a bunch of seniors just started talking last year. There's I think a lot more people were talking last year because of the way the world was, and we just got talking. And from there, it led to a small Discord server with more talks, and then it led to this web page that launched at the end of 2020.
Yeah.
And that web page got a lot of discussion, and we took some feedback.
Yeah, we had this kind of, we had a poet thread that was started with, I think Rory started it. Was it so?
Can't remember.
Yeah, but anyway, there was a poet thread about this webpage, which is demoscene-ethics.org, and about the initiative, and there was a lot of discussion, sometimes even a bit heated discussion about this, and there were also valuable feedback that we tried to get.
Try to address and
yeah, and we also redid the page. According to that feedback.
Yes, so we've talked to almost everyone involved in the thread and taken on everyone's feedback, and we will continue to take on feedback, but we'll discuss that later.
Yes, we just discuss about the means that
you
can join and give feedback later, but you definitely can join.
Yes, this is open to anyone in the scene and out of the scene, really.
Yeah. But why we were the initial group that actually got this kind of going, there was no like selection. It was just organic. Just people talking to each other and asking like, oh, hey, should we do this kind of thing? Do you know anyone who could be interested on this? And then it kind of started from that snowballing, but we still wanted to keep the initial group rather small so that we could actually get things done and have also this environment where voices of minorities can be heard. Because in the end, this is kind of about minorities.
What can you do for the cause? You can sign the webpage to show your support to the project, demoscene-ethics.org. You can join our Discord to discuss about the initiative and the topics in general. You can give us feedback. You can check out the resources and material about experiences of minorities in general. Be empathetic and understanding toward others, but also towards yourself.
Yes. And being empathetic towards yourself is actually really important. So don't be too hard on yourself. There's a few resources that we listed here. There's Guide to Allyship, and then there's this kind of nice video about empathy, and this speak about stepping on people's toes and the tale of not prioritizing impact over intention. There are a lot more resources on the internet. Google is your friend, but these three will get you a long way. Well, now it's anyway time for the questions, and we probably have some place where you can ask those questions.
Yes, we'll be in the Twitch revision Twitch channel, or wherever this is streamed, because this is on the second revision stream. So we'll be there, and we'll be in the Demoscene Discord and on our Discord.
Yes.
And
if revision has a Discord, then we will be there too.
Mm-hmm.
We will be everywhere.
In Safer World. Sorry, I plugged that one.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's then. Thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for watching and listening.
Yeah.
I hope that was. I hope you enjoyed that, and that.
I hope you got something from this.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Rimina, for everything,
and thank you, Reality, for everything. And yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.